Hello again, everybody, on TransByDef. This is Katie. I'm also joined by two of my friends for this week's topic. This is my girlfriend, Aeryn, and this is our friend, Anthony. This week's topic is how do you manage social situations being trans, and what do you do differently than before transition? Well, for me, with managing social situations with being trans, I've only had to deal with really one major situation. That was when I was outed by my HOA where I lived, and also the community group around where I lived in North Charlotte. And basically, I had to do a lot of answering questions of just people's worries in the community of how it would affect their kids and stuff, and not very fun to deal with. I also had to deal with it at my kids' school a little bit, but not too badly. The school counselor handled some of the parents, but I had a few that pulled me aside and asked me things, but I hadn't really had any social situations as far as like meeting others, because mostly everybody just introduces me as Katie, nothing else, just their regular female friend. As far as what did I do differently before transition, I didn't go out. My first time I went out was after I started transitioning in May. Well, I started transitioning in February, but the first time I went out was in May. And I was basically dragged out by some people from a local trans group. But handling that was even scary in itself, of just me thinking I wasn't passable and all that stuff. But managing that, I didn't really have any bad issues, so I guess in some ways I got lucky. But I know Aeryn is a little bit different.
Well, I mean...
So, how do you manage
social situations
being trans?
Oh, Lord. Social situations, basically, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Okay.
Yes, you can say
We're going to say fuck. Just fuck.
Okay.
I know, yes. Anyways, I just don't care. I just go out, do what I want to do, and they can say whatever they want. If they have to say something to me, they say something. If not, whatever. I just don't care.
And me, myself, since you and I started going out, I've had to adjust because of the way you handle things when we go out, because there have been situations. Yeah. So that's been a learning process in itself for me. So, but yeah. What about as far as what did you do differently before you transitioned?
Here's the interesting part. Before, I didn't go out. I hated social situations. I hated being around people, and I wouldn't do it. I would sit in the corner of a party, or I would sit in the corner of McDonald's. I wouldn't engage with people.
Well, that was the same thing. Well, as far as like social situations with me, I was the same way. I was a socially awkward person who would sit in the back unless somebody talked to me. I just didn't interact unless interacted with by somebody else.
I didn't do it, but then when I started transitioning, I just completely opened up and said, I don't care what other people think, and I just do it.
Do what I want to do. In a lot of ways, with social situations, I've gotten a lot better. To where I've gotten more, I guess, less shy is a better term for it. To where I'll get more involved in conversations with people I don't know, type thing. But I still have social anxiety issues.
The pushing and prodding helps.
Yes, it does.
I mean, I think it's also I'm jumping out of turn, but because socially women tend to kind of be the ones who go more in depth in conversations. So maybe it's like because I know for me like it was sort of I was permitted to ask less questions because
Right.
I was presenting male, and so like if I started asking the whole like anything personal, anything beyond hey how you doing, like it was perceived as kind of weird. So that's kind of how.
Mm. It's different. I've definitely learned that social situations for women versus men are totally
Yeah.
different. And that's a whole another learning curve in itself within transition. So I think got you covered.
I'm pretty good.
Now me.
Anthony?
So the first question: how do I manage social situations being trans? I do a lot of trans activism on my campus, but overall I'm pretty stealth, so not a lot of people in my day-to-day, when I meet you on the street, people know. I obviously identify different than Katie. I'm female to male. But I've been extremely fortunate. I pass most of the time, unless it's other trans people or people in the community who are like, spot the trans person, there you are, and that is a game. Just
Yeah.
throwing that out
that
there.
is.
It is. It's so it is.
God,
Anyway,
it
we've all
sucks.
played. Don't be afraid.
No, it's
Don't be ashamed.
it's just
don't
being
lie.
called out by it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sucks. I
Yeah.
hate that.
But as far as handling situations where people have found out either because I've told them or because they found out because of the work that I do, it's just kind of one of those that I always give if you have a problem with it, I don't really want to associate with you anymore kind of attitude. And it's, I mean, it's more, people respond more positively when you don't give them the option to give you shit about it. When you kind of don't give them the option of, well, I mean, you don't have to like use the right name and pronouns or anything like that. People tend to give you more shit, but if you kind of approach the situation and just say, look, yeah, I'm trans, but I'm no more of a guy than, that guy over there who, you just kind of assume is cisgendered, whatever. People tend to give you a lot less shit because you kind of make it clear that you're going to take a lot less. How I handle situations differently from before I transitioned, I much like you lovely ladies, I tried to disappear into the background. I always tried to be invisible, and I mean I was lucky. I transitioned very early. I started transition when I was 20, so like there weren't a huge amount of social situations where I had to be invisible, I guess. But I mean I still in school in my community, just very, very quiet, not taking any type of leadership or any type of role where I would get attention. Whereas now, I'm in leadership positions. I'm visible on campus. I'm vocal. I'm incredibly social and outgoing. And it's just it's been a lot easier for me to be approached and approach others because I am a lot more confident now that I have gone through it. So that's kind of what's been my experience.
Yeah. Ugh, crap. I mean, it's just kind of weird. As far as just in general with, I guess the same thing, just kind of living stealth and everything, for the most part, other than being involved in the community. I haven't really had to deal with much conflict. And like you said, when you deal with it, you basically say, okay, well, if you figure out I'm trans, I'm basically the same thing as a normal everyday woman.
Yeah.
I don't think of myself any differently. I don't think of myself as more superior or whatever. I just want to live my life as a woman, as to where you want to live your life as a man.
Right. Well, and I mean, I always used to say my only goal of transition, before I transitioned, my only goal was just to be able to pee in the men's room safely, and like it's one of those that like I still expected to be as invisible as I was pre-transition,
Right.
and didn't realize that the confidence that I got would allow me to do more than just pee in the men's room. So, which turns out that wasn't all that great a life ambition. I didn't know that at the time. I was young.
Interesting experience.
I was young. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole confidence thing. Once your confidence goes up as you get farther along in transition, and once you become secure in who you are, not only do you feel like you can be more social and take on social things and deal with people, but people are more comfortable in dealing with you.
Right.
Because there's no, like, you don't give them the option of a middle ground.
Exactly.
And I mean, I imagine it'd probably be harder for you because of the fact that you kind of are in the middle.
Yeah, and it is a little different. I mean, you get gendered all the time. Are you a boy or a girl? And it depends on the person. If I really don't want to mess with it, I just say girl. If you pissed me off, I'll say both. And that usually leaves you with more questions, but I don't care. And, I feel both, so thus I'm going to do both. I just want to be me. That's my whole goal in life, to be me. Not to have to fit up to a stereotype or any social situation or anything. I just want to be me.
Right.
And if I want to be in the middle, present more femininely, great. Whatever I want to do.
Yep. And that takes a lot of confidence too.
Every day. Every day.
That's why I respect you so much.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Aren't they cute?
Oh, dear Lord.
Mum's the word.
Oh, dear Lord.
No.
Yeah, that might be the end of it before
Oh,
things get
God. On that note, till next week. Bye.